Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. For the News First team, I'm Bikini De Silva. Let's start off with a look at the headlines. Hundreds of thousands of devotees in Manna for the annual feast of the shrine of Our Lady of Madhu to China for official 4-day visit. Fatal accident on A9 road leaves 3 dead, 8 injured. Unit 2 at the Norotchole power plant to be reactivated tonight. Country with the people of Manipur. Prime Minister Modi on Independence Day of India. One Hindu Hasaranga announces retirement from Test cricket. The Holy Mass of the annual feast of the Shrine of Our Lady of Madhu took place Tuesday morning. Hundreds of devotees were present for this occasion.
The annual feast of the Shrine of Our Lady of Madhu takes place on the 15th of August annually. All year long, Mother Mary's life is celebrated here, but the grandest celebration of all is held in August, which coincides with the feast of Mother Mary's Assumption to heaven. The Holy Mass was presided over by His Excellency Most Reverend Dr. Brian Udaigwe, the Apostolic Nuncio of Sri Lanka, who was invited by Most Reverend Emmanuel Fernando, the Bishop of Manna Diocese, Reverend Dr. Raymond K. Vikramasinghe, the Bishop of Gaul, Bishop of Anuradhapura Diocese, Reverend Don Norbert Marshall Andrade, and other bishops were present for this occasion.
Sri Lanka. I recognize you, my dear brother bishops. I recognize the civil, administrative, political, military, police, judiciary authorities. It is good to note that beyond Catholics, there are also people from other religions who are here today. Our Blessed Mary, our Blessed Mother, Virgin Mary, intercedes for all of us. I greet all of you in the name of the Holy Father, Pope Francis. We cannot forget the effects of the 26-year civil war, which has left both physical and emotional scars. I had heard and read about the war many times, but my pastoral visit to Jaffna Diocese about 2 weeks ago gave me the opportunity to see more closely the effects of the war on people and on abandoned houses and property. Let there be no more war, but peace, love, and tolerance among all, irrespective of race, ethnicity, religion, language, and opinion, because peace is not simply the absence of war. It is time for reconciliation. We commend the authorities for the efforts being made along this line of reconciliation. We can remember a meeting of the president with Tamil parliamentarians representing the northern and eastern provinces, and so on. At the same time, we pray and hope that the process will adequately address the known troubling cases that the president himself clearly mentioned in his speech to the parliament about a week ago. I noticed that Sri Lankans are generally a good and tolerant people. You should not allow the few unscrupulous elements that are indeed a minuscule minority to negatively influence and disorient you. It is unacceptable for any religious leader to take advantage of the medium, respect, and privilege accorded to them to denigrate other religions. Religious leaders of all the religions should lead by example and should be unifiers and not agents of division. Dear brothers and sisters, as a pledge of the solicitude and spiritual closeness of the Holy Father Pope Francis, at this significant moment, at the end of the Eucharist, I will gladly impart his apostolic blessing to all of you who are taking part in this Marian pilgrimage. May Our Lady of Madhu always intercede for you and your families. Amen.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe joined the occasion as well.
මදු මාතාවගේ උත්සවය අපේ ජාතික උත්සවයක් හැටියට අපි සලකනවා. රාජ්‍ය යුතුකමක් තියෙනවා.
We consider the festival of Our Lady Madhu as our national festival. The government has a duty to protect it, develop it and provide all assistance to ensure it prevails. Last year, in the middle of an economic crisis in the country, an unexpected number of people arrived in this holy land. They came and prayed especially that we be saved from the crisis in the country. An express train service will be launched on the September 15th to Talemannar from Colombo and vice versa. We have also taken steps and given approval to get a new sugar factory here as well. Not just ministers, but you all as well should come together to develop this area. You will receive Our Lady Madhu's blessings in this regard. We plan on making this area a great one. We will inform further on this later.
මන්ත්‍රීතුමන්ලා පමණක් නෙමෙයි ඔබ සියලු දෙනාම එකට වෙලා මේ ප්‍රදේශයේ දියුණු කරන්නට මම හිතන්නේ මදු මාතාවගේ ආශිර්වාදය ලැබේ. විශාල ප්‍රදේශයක් බවට ඇති කරන්න සැලසුම් තියෙනවා. පසුව ඒ ගැන අපි දැනුම් දෙන්න.
Following the conclusion of the Mass, the procession carrying the statue of Our Lady Madhu took place. Thereafter, devotees received blessings from the statue. Many people from around the island were present at the shrine of Our Lady Madhu to receive blessings.
India celebrated its 77th Independence Day on Tuesday.
On August 15, 1947, India marked its independence as the 200-year-old British rule came to an end. Many leaders played a prominent role in the Indian freedom struggle, including Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Subhash Chandra Bose and many more. According to Indian reports, the Independence Day is a reminder of the many sacrifices and struggles by the Indian freedom fighters to help the country achieve its freedom from the British Raj. Every year, the Indian Prime Minister hoists the national flag at the Delhi's Red Fort and addresses the nation, followed by a military parade. On the 15th of August 1947, the Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, raised the Indian national flag above the Lahori gate of Red Fort in Delhi. Every Indian Prime Minister has followed that tradition ever since. The celebration at the Red Fort were held under strict security with the deployment of 1,000 facial recognition scanners, anti-drone systems and over 10,000 police personnel. PM Modi began his speech by expressing concern over the violence and atrocities against women in Manipur. Highlighting the track record of his government, he recounted various efforts made to empower people and develop the nation. Highlighting the track record of his government, he recounted various efforts made to empower people and develop the nation. The Prime Minister said democracy and diversity together have the ability to realize the dreams of the nation. Highlighting his government's efforts in poverty alleviation, the Prime Minister said over 135 million poor people came out of poverty to become part of new middle classes in the last 5 years alone.
Patience, forbearance, love, all in different capacities being exhibited here.
India's Independence Day celebrations took place at the Indian High Commission on Tuesday morning.
The celebrations took place under the auspices of the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Gopal Bagle. The event saw many cultural performances as well.
Independence Day is an occasion to reconnect with our history. It is also an occasion to assess our present and reflect about our way forward. We see that India has not only regained its rightful place on the world stage, but it has also enhanced its standing in the international order. India is playing a crucial role in promoting developmental and humanitarian goals around the world. It has also assumed leadership of international forums, especially the presidency of G20. With the G20 presidency, India can nudge decision-making in trade and finance towards equitable progress. Beyond trade and finance, matters of human development too are on the agenda. There are many global issues that concern all humanity and are not limited by geographical boundaries. I am confident that with India's proven leadership in dealing with global issues, member nations will be able to advance effective actions on these fronts.
In other local news, 3 people have died and 8 others were injured following a fatal accident in the Paninkakulam along the A9 road. Sri Lanka police said the accident took place at about 4 a.m. when a van plying from Colombo to Jaffna rear-ended a truck early on Tuesday morning. Police said the truck had rear-ended another truck parked in front of it. Sri Lanka police said the driver of a parked lorry was standing outside the vehicle and sustained serious injuries after being crushed between the 2 lorries. A person standing behind the lorry and a person who was travelling in the passenger seat of the van were also seriously injured. All 3 died while being admitted to the Mankulam hospital. The driver of the van was arrested over the accident. When will the dry weather conditions end? Will we experience rainfall anytime soon? Views were expressed on this regard on TV1's Nagitimu Sri Lanka program this morning.
ඔක්තෝබර් දක්වාම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අතරින් පතර වර්ෂාපතන නිත්‍ය කොටසට ලැබෙන්න හැකියාවක් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි ඒක මේ ජලාශ පිරෙන්න තරම්
Until October, we will receive occasional rainfall, but this will not be enough to fill reservoirs. During this southwest monsoon season, the rainfall for other parts of the country is low. Usually showers or thunder showers may occur in the evening hours in Ampara, Batticaloa and Uva provinces. This is short-term rainfall. This is why many areas of Sri Lanka are seeing dry weather conditions. The El Nino phenomenon is also a part of this.
පළාත්වල වියලි කාලගුණක තත්ත්වයක් සමස්තයක් වශයෙන් කියන්නේ එතකොට මේ එල් නිනෝ සංසිද්ධියත් ඒක තවත් තීව්‍රව
ප්‍රමුඛත්වය අපි දීලා කටයුතු කරන්නේ ජනතාවගේ පානීය ජලය ලබා දීම. දෙවෙනියට කෘෂිකර්මය සඳහා ජලය ලබා දීම, ඒ වගා කටයුතු සඳහා ජලය ලබා දීම.
Our priority is to provide clean drinking water to the people. Secondly, we prioritize providing water for irrigation and then electricity production. Compared to other years, there has been a reduction in water treatment centers. This is why we had to distribute water early. In this first week of July is when we did so according to the support of officers. We had the Gram Nildaris, divisional secretaries and other information.
ග්‍රාම නිලධාරීන්ගේ මාර්ගයෙන් ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම්වරුන්ගේ මාර්ගයෙන් ලැබෙන තොරතුරු සහ දත්තයන් අනුව ඉල්ලීම් අනුව අපි මේ ජලය බෙදා හැරීමේ කටයුතු.
The number of people affected by the arid weather conditions affecting Sri Lanka has increased. The Disaster Management Centre said 174,009 people belonging to 52,402 families have been affected. The DMC said that 13 districts have been affected. This is the situation at the Sinigama village in Alutoya, belonging to Hinguragoda Divisional Secretariat. These people who earn a living from farming are now suffering due to the lack of water for their crops. These people obtain water for their crops from the Alut River that is now drying up. As a result, around 200 acres of rice fields are at risk of being destroyed. The people of Kakuru Mahatanna of the Migahakiula Divisional Secretariat in Badulla are suffering due to the lack of drinking water. The villagers said all the water sources in the area have dried up due to the arid weather. Locals claim they have to walk for miles in search of water that can be consumed. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board said the water supply to 21 systems has been disrupted due to the arid weather conditions. Deputy General Manager Development Anoja Kaluarachi said water is released for those systems in a systematic manner. This has affected the Kurunagala, Hambantota, Ampara, Monaragala, Bandarawala and Mathura districts. Kaluarachi added that the water level of 41 other water supply systems is reducing and the amount of water flowing in from the water sources is decreasing. Generator 2 at the Gunawardena power plant, which was shut down, will be reconnected to the national grid at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. The generator will be restored after maintenance work. The Ceylon Electricity Board said on the 8th of August that the Generator 2 at the Gunawardena power plant shut down due to an issue. It added that the national grid lost 270 megawatts of power as a result of the shutdown. Unit 3 at the Gunawardena coal power plant was also shut down for a period of 100 days from the 13th of June for a scheduled major overhaul maintenance work.
News first with the people.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has left Sri Lanka on a 4-day official visit to China. He reached China on Tuesday morning. Delegation, including Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, who arrived at China's Kunming Changshu International Airport, was received by diplomats including Vice Chairman of the Yunnan Provincial Party Committee of the Chinese Communist Party, Zhao Jin. The Prime Minister will attend the 7th China South Asia Expo and the 27th China Kunming Import and Export Exhibition as the chief guest. The event is jointly hosted by the Chinese Ministry of Commerce and the Yunnan Provincial Government. The Prime Minister's media division said that the expo will be held from the 16th to the 20th of August in Kunming, China. The exhibition is being held under the theme of Solidarity and Coordination for Common Development. The Prime Minister's media division said 60 countries will participate in this gigantic trade display. They include all South and Southeast Asian countries and member countries of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. During the visit, the Prime Minister will also hold discussions with Chinese leaders on bilateral relations, economic cooperation, trade and investments. The Prime Minister is accompanied by State Ministers Tharaka Balasurya, Janaka Wakkumbura and Kanaka Herath, MP Yadamini Gunawardena and Secretary to the Prime Minister Anura Disanayake. Minister of Tourism and Lands Fernando highlighted that the development of the tourism sector can be pointed out as a major approach to solve the dollar crisis in Sri Lanka.
I believe the tourism industry has progressed, but this is not our target. We believe Sri Lanka can be uplifted through the tourism industry alone. A production-based economy should be created, the trade deficit should be reduced. Amidst all of this, the best way to resolve the massive dollar crisis in Sri Lanka is the tourism industry. Unfortunately, us Sri Lankans have not understood the beauty of this country. We haven't understood its value. We haven't understood how to generate income through this treasure.
මම ඇතුළුව ලංකාව මොනතරම් සුන්දර රටක්ද කියන එක තේරුම් අරගෙන නැහැ. ලංකාවේ වටිනාකම තේරුම් අරගෙන නැහැ. මේ නිදහණයෙන් හම්බු කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා අපි තේරුම්.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa attended another leg of the Sakwala program in Ampara on Monday. A school bus valued at 5 million rupees was donated to the Samanture Muslim Mahavidyalaya in Ampara. The opposition leader said that the bus was the 75th donated to the schools in the country and buses have been provided to 75 schools. Sri Lanka Education Ministry announced on Tuesday that the first leg of the second school term for 2023 will end on the 17th of August. The second leg of the second school term for 2023 will commence on the 28th of August.
Divi Savya, the second leg of the Divi Savya program to provide much needed school books and stationery items to school children in Sri Lanka. 16th of August, Matale.
Dai Daruwange Anagate Winwin Divi Savya, LOLC Prajasatkara Mehevara.
Be the first to know about the biggest stories as they break. Subscribe to News First English News Alerts. News First, your trusted English news channel.
Former US President Donald Trump was hit with a fourth set of criminal charges when a Georgia grand jury issued an indictment accusing him of efforts to overturn his 2020 election.
The charges brought by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis added to the legal woes facing Trump, the frontrunner in the race for the Republican nomination for the 2024 presidential election. The sprawling 98-page indictment listed 19 defendants and 41 criminal counts in all. All of the defendants were charged with racketeering, which is used to target members of organized crime groups and carries a penalty of up to 20 years in prison. Among the other defendants were Mark Meadows, Trump's former White House chief of staff, and lawyer Rudy Giuliani and John Eastman. Lawyers for those named either declined to comment or did not immediately respond to a request for comment to foreign media. The indictment cites a number of crimes that Trump or his associates allegedly committed, including falsely testifying to lawmakers that election fraud had occurred and urging state officials to violate their oaths of office by altering the election results. Prosecutors also cited the breach of a voting system in a rural Georgia county and the harassment of an election worker who became the focus of conspiracy theories.
Sri Lanka all-rounder Wanindu Hasaranga has reached a decision to retire from Test cricket. Sri Lanka all-rounder Wanindu Hasaranga has informed Sri Lanka Cricket that he will retire from playing Test cricket. Informing his decision, Hasaranga said the reason behind the move is to prolong his career as a limited over specialist. Issuing a statement, CEO of Sri Lanka Cricket Ashley De Silva said SLC accepted his decision, adding that they are confident that Hasaranga will be a vital part of the white ball program going forward. The all-rounder has played 4 Test matches for Sri Lanka, accumulating 196 runs and picking up 4 wickets. Hasaranga last played a Test match in April 2021. In more sports news, Sri Lanka's Sports Minister had appointed a special investigation unit for the prevention of offences relating to sports.
The Special Investigation Unit was appointed via an extraordinary gazette issued bearing the signature of Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs Roshan Ranasinghe. The committee is in effect from February 15th of 2023 for a period of 3 years. W. Jayanath Ranasinghe, Assistant Superintendent of Police, will serve as the Director and Head of the Special Investigation Unit for the prevention of offences relating to sports. The Special Investigation Unit was appointed as per the Section 21 of the Prevention of Offences Relating to Sports Act No. 24 of 2019 for the practical execution of the legal provisions of this Act.
In more sports news, Sri Lanka Army won the men's championship in the 2023 National Handball Tournament. Sri Lanka Air Force claimed the title of the women's championship.
The tournament, organised by the Sri Lanka Handball Association, was held this year after a 12-year hiatus. The tournament was held at the Putla Municipal Stadium. 20 men's teams and 8 women's teams participated in the tournament. Sri Lanka Army and Sri Lanka Navy teams qualified for the finals of the men's category of the 4-day tournament, and Sri Lanka Army defeated Sri Lanka Navy 36-31 to claim the championship title. The Vijayabhai Infantry Regiment of the Sri Lanka Army came in 3rd place. Sri Lanka Army and Sri Lanka Air Force teams qualified for the finals of the women's category, and Sri Lanka Air Force won the women's championship by defeating Sri Lanka Army 25-21. Madhu Central College of Gallewala won 3rd place in the women's category.
That's a wrap of the lunchtime news. Join us again at 9 p.m. for primetime news on TV1.